then can you mute Mary and I'll take over? You ready? Are you muted?
I am.
All right. Hey, everybody. Okay.
Hold on to your hats. We have girls that were in charge of the fun factor for tonight. So we decided to put together a skit. And I think that our actresses are ready to
come. So let me go ahead and get this camera off me somehow and onto them. Okay. Now we are ready. And I'm going to try to stay out of your way.
Oh, yes. Nice.
What's happening over there? A tree pose?
Perfect.
Hey, Steve Areno, I'm home.
Hey, I'm so glad to see you.
Oh, yoga was fantastic. I am just loving it. I'm going to do hot yoga tomorrow night. Next week, I have goat yoga. Yoga is my jam.
Well, I'm glad you're home. I have supper ready. We're going to have shakes. And I got the laundry done while you were gone.
Steve Areno, you are the man. You are the man. But I can't talk long. I got to get on a Zoom call.
Oh, yeah. It's time for our team Zoom.
Hey, guys, where are you zooming in from? Olathe, Kansas? Wow. Jackson, Missouri. St. Charles. Steve Shearer, where are you zooming in from?
Oh, hey, Larry. I'm zooming in from the kitchen.
Oh, we are going to have a good Zoom call tonight. We got 3 medical professionals talking. It's going to be good. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Have a great evening.
Hi.
Steve, how did that Zoom call go?
Mary, I think it was the best one ever.
I need to get on the other side.
Steve, have you been planning our next trip for our next party? And what about the trip to see the boys at the motorhome?
How long do you think we should stay this time? A couple weeks?
Oh, well, maybe we should go 3. I want to go see my Logan.
I agree.
Oh, Steve, I'm so glad we got this RV.
Me too. We can go anywhere and stay as long as we want.
Well, the good thing is, I can work as we're going down the road.
You can work from anywhere, Mary.
Right. It's just less business. It's anywhere on there. All right, I'm gonna get ready to do a coaching call, so you're gonna have to be quiet.
Good luck, babe.
Right. Oh, yes, that is good. Holy smokes, you've been doing great. Look at those numbers. Oh, you are getting so close to that next promotion. We are going to get there. We are a team. That was a good coaching call.
What was their why?
Why? It was their family and their health. They so need Juice Plus. We have been there, Steve, and we know it.
Oh, don't we, girl?
All right, I gotta get on a three-way call.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Is this a good time for you? We want to honor your time. We're going to be on here for about 30 minutes. Do you have 30 minutes?
Oh,
Awesome.
hold on. I know what I did. Hold on a second. Hold on. I paused it.
Keep those muscles in.
Okay. Go ahead.
You got good reception?
It's kind of going in and out. I need you to drive faster. So tell me about yourself. What brought you to Juice Plus? I definitely think your family needs to get on Juice Plus. And you need to buy it for yourself and your family because we're not going to sell it to you. You need to understand why you're taking Juice Plus. And I'm sure you want to share it with a few other people. You're already thinking about it. All right, we'll talk soon.
How'd it go?
They're going to be a new member on our team.
All right.
'cause you know.
I love our team. We love our team.
It's 5 ones and bingo. What's this, Steve?
Oh, the leadership team got us these new camping chairs for our camper. They go like this.
How do you open it, Steve? I can't put it open.
And they
Go some technology.
oh
Steve.
I love the life we've built together. I didn't want to do this with anyone else.
Oh, Steve Marino, it has been great. The future is bright.
We're gonna celebrate. Okay, can you hear me? Am I unmuted? Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Karen Meseroff, and I am a senior sales coordinator for the with the Juice Plus company, and my muscles need to be adjusted here. I hope everybody was able to see that. That was a lot of fun. My background is I'm a stay-at-home mom and a farmer, and but my college degree was substance abuse counseling. So I'll take off my bald head there. Anyways, those rocking chairs that were for the camper are from all of Mini Champions and the leadership team to Mary and Steve for everything that they do for us. And hopefully they'll get lots of miles and miles of traveling and good use out of them. They are rocking lawn chairs, so they should be a lot of fun. So, all right, back over to whoever's next on the itinerary.
That was so. You gotta say something.
We'd just like to remind you all about karma. Thank you.
That was so priceless. Who is next? Oh, Lauren Layton. Go, Lauren. Are you there, Lauren? Can you hear me? Unmuted. You should be on mute, right?
Did I just get called on?
Yes.
All right, we were having internet problems.
Oh.
We're back.
Oh, God love you. Yeah.
Okay,
Are you good to go?
we are good to go. So I'm Lauren Layton from Indianapolis, and I'm here with Natalie Sadek and Jenny Rader. All three of us are on the Mini Champions leadership. So we are going to go over our qualifiers, which is really great. It's a huge milestone in our business. So first, we are going to celebrate our new qualifiers. So we have 3 new qualifiers: Rachel Acevedo, Jeannie Muckerman, and Brianna Buell. So we are going to get a success tip from each of those 3. So let's go ahead and start with Rachel. So come on up, Rachel. I'm guessing you're at the Sanchez household.
She's actually not here, Lauren. She got sucked into family surprise vacation. So we can go.
Gotcha. Well, tell her that we're celebrating her because it's such a big deal. So maybe she can leave a Voxer or something. That'd be great. All right. Next is Jeannie.
Hey guys. Well, I'm so excited too as a first time qualifier. This has been style. But the thing that I'd want to share is just when your team offers training and support and accountability, take advantage of it, and then it will happen for you.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing. All right, Brianna.
My tip would be to do connection calls. They are golden. I wasn't very good at it at the beginning of my business, but our uplines and sidelines are awesome, and they want to help us. They want to love on our people, our customers. I've had customers stay customers because of a connection call and then start on new product and with our prospects. So that's my tip.
Thanks so much for sharing. That I totally agree. Connection calls are totally key. So thanks for sharing. So now we are going to list off all of our existing qualifiers on our team, which, guys, this is a huge deal. So this is a long list, and we're going to just cheer really, really loud at the end because this is an awesome milestone. So, all right, Mary Shearer, thank you, Mary. If it weren't for you, none of us would be here. So we're so excited that you're here. And that you're qualified, which sounds so funny because you're much more than qualified. Vicki Brown, Lisa Maddock, Leah Sheeter, Natalie Sadek, Lauren Layton, Deshaun Hosley, Lauren Sanchez, Jeanette Wilson, Karen Meseral, Sherry Allison, Terry Schultz, Allison Porter, Amy Ibarra, Jennifer Lauk, Chelsea Anderson, Steve Shearer, Roseanne LeBage, Monica Queener, Penny and Russ Smith, Amanda Ludlow, Maria Lyon, Carly Nevins, Jana Philippone, Colleen Perfect, Andrea Dill, Jenny Rader, Dana Moody, Angela Brown, Heather J., Bridget Tunney, Rachel Acevedo, Damian Sheeter, Marla Travis, Vienna Childers, Liz Christian, Kim Schumann, Patty Hamill, Leticia DeCaney, Alexandria Wilson, Amy Watson, Cindy Irvin, Michael Kyle, Joyce Sutterer, Carrie Vandeven, Kathy Menz, Karen Terillian, Pam Young, Lisa Howell, Serana Irvin, Lisa Rotler West, Ashley Farrar, Jenna Weber, and Emily Hearing. That's all our qualifiers. Woo! Awesome. All right. So now we are going to, I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer Lauk for POB.
Lauren, Lauren, could you, just a second, Lauren, could you tell us what your background is, babe?
Oh, yeah. So I am a wife and a mom, but I am also a physician assistant. I've worked in emergency medicine, surgery, and family medicine.
Excellent. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jennifer, we're ready for you.
Hey, everyone. I am a wife and obviously a mom. Camille is my oldest daughter. She is 9 years old. And then I have a son, Stratton, who's 5. And we actually have our Juice Plus business. And then we own 2 other family businesses in the construction field. So I am getting ready to announce our new POB qualifiers, which basically is the next step after hitting sales coordinator. Above being qualified, you can be POB qualified, which is a whole nother extra bonus. So we have one brand new POB qualifier, and her name is Vicki Brown. Very exciting. Is Vicki on to where she can share? I don't know if Vicki's on.
She said she was going to try. We'll see.
Maybe she's not.
Maybe she might.
Trying to see if I see her.
I haven't seen her.
Okay. Maybe she'll hop on later and she can share a success tip. And then we have several existing POB qualifiers who consistently do this month to month. Mary Shear, Lisa Maddock, Leah Sheeter, Natalie Sadek, Lauren Layton, Deshaun Hosley, Lauren Sanchez, Jeanette Wilson, Karen Meseral, Sherry Allison, Terry Schultz, Allison Porter, Amy Ibarra, me, Chelsea Anderson, Steve Shear, and Jeannie Rader. Chelsea was also going to share a success tip. Is she on, Allison? Have you seen her?
I can't tell from here.
I can't see. I haven't seen her on, but we could have someone that's on share a success tip for POB. So,
How about
what about
you do it?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say, just like several other people would say, is consistency is a huge part. So you can do a little or a lot with your business, but it's all about being consistent. So showing up for, I do weekly tech splits, connection calls, which Brian talked about earlier, the very powerful tools. Allison and I host monthly lunch and learns in Perryville. Those have been very successful, sometimes big groups, sometimes small, but consistency, I think, is the biggest part about staying POB qualified once you're there.
Absolutely. Amen.
So now I'm going to hand it over. I guess it's next steps, Mary.
It is. It's next steps, and we're like way ahead of the schedule. So maybe you can have more than 1 minute. The people that are going to speak. So I do want to hear from Leah first. Leah is by the way, the skit was awesome, Karen and Amy. Oh my God, outstanding. So Leah is a national marketing director. She is a wife and a mom. She's going to tell you all that, but she just is the epitome of grace, honestly, in this business. I'm like pepper and she's like salt. But anyway, I just love working with her. I've learned so much from her, and she's going to give you a great next step. So I hope you're taking notes.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary. It's so fun seeing everybody. I love feeling the energy of what's happening across the country here. We can all be together. So Mary already shared a little bit. I am a wife, a mom of 4, and I have been a part of the Juice Plus company for 12 years. And my background is interior design and education, actually. And actually, health education has become one of my greatest passions because of this journey and working through some of my own health issues that Juice Plus has been a huge answer prayer for. So that's a little bit of my background. I'm excited just to encourage you guys when I was thinking about a next step. If you know me at all, you know I like to keep things simple and clear. And so here's my encouragement as you enter into the next 2 days of training is, when you're taking notes, I want you to have either a separate section or just use the initials AS for action step. And what I like to do is put the AS with a circle around it next to each thing that I make a note of during conference that I want to come back to later and actually take action on, because that's going to narrow down. You know, we always have all these awesome notes, right? But then it's like, what do we do with them? So as you're taking the time to soak all this in, when things hit you, and it may not even be something somebody says, it might be something they say that you're like, ooh, like that makes me think of this. Like I want to do this for my customers. Write that idea down, put AS with a circle beside it so you can come back to it after the fact. And then by the end of conference, you've got a super simple list of next steps based on what occurred to you during this time of learning. So that way you're not just showing up and you're learning, you're actually being able to establish your steps as you go. That's what I got.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I love that tip. That is really amazing. It kind of pares things down when you get all those notes and you got a next step, an action step. So I'm going to go off script here because I saw Natalie Sadek in the crowd. And I wonder, Natalie, if you would be willing and able. She's a qualifying national marketing director and has an incredible background and just a lovely person. Natalie, are you willing and able to tell us the next step? There she is. Little background, Natalie. Too, we want to know what you're up to.
Hey, I'm Natalie. I'm a wife and a mom to 5 kids. I haven't had the 5th baby yet. It's in my belly. And I'm a physician assistant as well. I spent most of my years in the ER. And Mary, I got to be honest, we were talking about something and I don't know what you asked me to share.
Okay, no worries. I lived my whole life like that. It's all right. Babe. So I want to know if you have a next step for our team, like a next step that you would share, you know, a conference after conference.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're saying in general for people who are attending conference, what's the next step that they could take?
And I apologize because you weren't on the roster, but I saw you and I don't want to skip you.
You know what? I'm going to share because this is what's coming to mind. And obviously you guys can see if I'm a little crazy. So if I can do this and be in the considered leadership, anybody can. I would say, honestly, like, there is never a conversation that you will have with anyone about Juice Plus that's wasted. And there's never a time that when you talk to someone and you just you're willing to just share your excitement and share what you have, whether it's the business or the product or both. I just texted Leah a little bit ago, a girl that I reached out to 6 years ago. We hardly talked about Juice Plus at all. Emailed me and was like, I think I'm interested in Juice Plus. We had a 30-minute phone conversation today and she became a Trio customer. And I was so grateful because I realized, like, there are seasons that we're all going to go through. And maybe you're in that season right now where you feel like, I just don't feel like talking to somebody or sharing with somebody. And she said no 7 years ago or 6 years ago. It was literally that long ago. And then today she became a customer because it was the right time for her. So I would just say, you can't say the wrong thing if you're just willing to open your mouth and be yourself and share what you are excited about. So
beautiful. Thank you so much, Natalie, for playing with on the spot, babe, on the spot. All right, now I want you to hear from my friend Terry Schultz. You have to come over here, Terry. She is a wife, a mom, and a grandma. She is like got the greatest gift of hospitality. I don't even, no one compares. And she should have the crown on. And tell us a little bit about you and next steps.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Terry. All those things she said. I used to be a legal secretary. I've been sharing Juice Plus for 17 years. In 2020, I thought the next step was supposed to be my next step. I thought it was a test. So your next step, that's even more fun. So the thing that's been coming up for me this year is mindset. Anybody else, right? In 2020. And what I mean by that well, I have lots of meetings for that, for our personal life, for my personal life, but for our business is stop playing small. You know, when if you decide you want to do this, nothing changed when somebody said no to you or said you were crazy or a nutcase or whatever they say to you. I mean, that's what they say to me. Oh yeah, I don't know what they say to you. So nothing changed about why you did it. So play the long game. And I don't even like football, but play the long game. And, you know, we all have bad days. What did we always used to say? When you feel bad, you go up. When you feel great, you go down. You talk great, inspiring to your downline, the people that have signed up under you as your team. And then when you have a bad day, which everybody, I mean, you know, think about your kids. You ever want to send them back? Come on. You know, we never do that. But, you know, I've thought about it sometimes, just briefly. And so, but I would never, right? I just go to bed and I wake up and it's a better day. So that's what I would say is, yeah, play the long game. And yeah, I don't think anybody in this room has ever heard me say the word quit, because it's never been a part of my my vocabulary, and I don't expect that it will be. So thank you very much.
All right, would you like to introduce Allison?
I would love to introduce Allison. Allison is part of my long game. So I would love to introduce her. Allison wasn't on my radar when she was this cute little 25 or 6-year-old. How many years ago was that?
10, no, 5.
Yeah, just a few years ago. And she was fun to have around, and but she wasn't, she wasn't serious about the business until a couple of years ago. And she found the need for it, and she has blown up my business. So thank you, Allison.
You're welcome. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
I wish you all were here with us. We are listening to a wonderful musician and tap dancer, guitar player extraordinaire, Anthony. Is that right, Anthony? Yeah, he's really awesome. I wish you guys were here and could hear him and have fun with us live. But thank you for joining on virtual, on the computer. So it's actually been 14 years since I started, and I didn't know Terry. I would have probably never met Terry. It just was a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. It was just the power of talking to one person. And so I really feel like I'm meant to be here and that it worked out the way it should. So my tip would be to, when you, you're going to watch some of this conference virtually with us, hopefully, but we're not going to cover everything. So go back and watch every component of the conference, take notes. So you're going to probably be taking notes on a yellow notepad or a white one. It doesn't matter. And then go back on Monday or Sunday or whenever you can and type those notes in. I personally keep mine in the notes section. I use Apple iCloud. So I put them in a notes section on my computer or my phone. And it's easy for me to be able to go back. First of all, it helps me remember what I learned. I do the same thing Leah said with the action steps. I usually just circle 3 things because you can't do everything. And then I have those for the future. So when I think, wow, I know we talked about that, where can I find that? I'm not going to go back through a notebook and flip pages and look for it. So it's really, really easy for me if it's in a digital format. And a lot of times I find myself copy and pasting verbiage from there. So sometimes we learn how to invite people to events, how to do a connection call. It really helps me if I can copy and paste. So I put everything in a digital format after the conference. So it helps me see it again and it helps me have it forever because I wouldn't keep it. I'm not organized enough with the yellow notepads. So that's my after conference tip for you. But please watch all the speakers. If you have not purchased a ticket, go ahead and do that because you get more than what you're going to get virtually, that what we're going to be covering, and you can go back and rewatch your favorite ones and make sure you didn't miss anything. That's it.
Awesome. Okay, so we're coming to the end here. I think you can come sit by me, Steve Arena.
What about Jeanette?
Oh my gosh, Jeanette. Get over here. Thank you. I need some help. I'm glad I got help. It takes a lot of us, right? So Jeanette is a wife, a mom. She is a personal trainer, background in retail, but I tell you, this woman is like responsible rabbit. She's all about getting it done, and I love working with her.
Thank you, Mary. All right. So my background is apparel and textile marketing, retail management, and buying. And now I'm a fitness instructor, as Mary said. So I just took a little bit from my devotionals actually this morning as I was trying to think what I wanted to share. And so since many of us are moms, and you heard people say, I have 4 kids, I have 5 kids. I have 3, but I just thought this was good. And whether you're a mom or a dad or you have nieces or nephews, I think this can apply to anybody, but because sometimes we don't think of ourselves as leaders, right? We're just doing what we love, but I really love this. So I thought I would share it with you. Really good mothers make really good leaders because they nurture, they build a solid team, they see potential, they build their strengths, not their fears. They inspire you, they guide you, they ask you. Plus, they're really strong, so you shouldn't mess with them. And I love that because Mary does say that sometimes to me when I'm talking about my team. She's like, think about what you would say to your kids, like you're not going to let them off, So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And another thing we learned this week from Leanne Gordon is that, a lot of times we do 5-1-1, right? That's what our focus is, but she kind of flipped it around and think about doing a 1-1-5. So first of all, you think about the team that you want to build, and then you, then the customers come, right? So just loving on the people, and so that they, so we care about their finances as much as we care about their health. and make them the list of 20 too. Mary and I, she encouraged me to make a list of 20 people that I wanted on my team. I think that is huge too. So as you're listening this weekend, I think I keep my notes, but then at the back, I always have, when I think of people, I just write them down. So then at the end of the conference, I can look back and there's my list of new people, or maybe not new people, but people I'm thinking about again. So, all right.
So awesome. Thank you. Jeanette. Thanks everybody for grace and mercy for sure. Anybody else? Did I miss anything else? No, nobody else. Okay. All right, Steve Arena. Yeah. Sorry. So I want to give some props to one of my heroes in Juice Plus. She's not here and she can't hear me, but I do want to acknowledge her. Her name is Wendy Campbell. And for those of you who got to be a part of Saturday's event, you heard a guy named Gary talk, Gary Vaynerchuk. And he talked about reps. Do you remember that part where you go in the gym and you do the reps? And then, so here's what Wendy Campbell did for me all these years ago for 19 years. She did reps in her living room. She invited people over. I sat at her feet and I listened to her talk about Juice Plus. Then she did reps in small gatherings, not in her living room. One time in my living room and 50 people showed up and she did reps. And then she did reps on the big stage.
You might want to explain what the reps is.
I will. Then she did reps on the big stage and she talked. And then, and now she continues, she does reps on what we call VoiceCom and Voxer. And that is connections with all of us individually and as a team. And what I mean by reps is faithful. She's faithful to the mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. And it's very important to her. So much so that I don't know, without her doing those reps, without her being faithful, without her being in her living room and in small gatherings and large gatherings, and the message never changed. Her passion is still great after 25 years, that she showed me that somebody who could come into a business that had been sick for 5 years, that had $100,000 on credit cards, that had really wanted a better marriage and better relationships, that really, really was in a bad place. Her rep showed me that it could be different. And so my next step, my encouragement for you is to keep showing up, to keep looking for those next steps, or keep looking for that faithful, because now there are tens of thousands of people that eat Juice Plus that are healthier today, that maybe aren't as worried as they could be right now, that have healthier immune systems. And not only that, but she's got hundreds and hundreds of people at the level of the top level of the company that have it made a big difference in their paychecks, in their finances, in their marriages, and as we like to say, they're able to say yes more often. And that's certainly what it's done for us. And I really want that for you. So that word reps stood out for me because it occurred to me that maybe I'm not as resilient as I could be. And so that's where it's going to come from. It's not going to come from thinking myself stronger. It's going to come from actually doing the do, talking to the people, and being willing, as Gary Vee says, to just put it all out there. So I encourage you to do that too, because it's made a big difference in our lives. So Steve, now what are you going to say after that?
Yeah, I got let out on the little secret about 3 hours ago that I was going to be put on the spot here. So.
Yeah, at least I told him.
No, the only thing Mary asked me, what would you tell new people that are first getting into this business? And I have to draw a lot on my own experience as an insurance agent starting in 1986. And when I got into the business, I was scared to death somebody to ask me a question because I wouldn't know what to say. I had come from an agrochemical background and I couldn't spell insurance. But so I had a great deal of fear and trepidation about doing this job. But I overcame that because the need was so much greater for me. I needed to do this. I thought I could do it and I needed to do it. So I overcame my fear and I became quite successful as a commercial insurance agent. So what I would tell a lot of you is don't let fear of what somebody's going to say about Juice Plus or you or network marketing, do not let fear rob you of your opportunity and your potential. It's the reward can be so much greater. Just go out there and go ahead and to kind of put a bow on what a lot of people have said tonight. You know, I heard consistency. I heard don't give up, stay in line. And I think that's probably anybody in sales or marketing. If you've ever been to any trainings, they always tell you the most important thing is keep doing it. Don't get out of line. Never quit, never surrender. And to kind of put a little fine point on it, I'm going to tell you a story. And I told this several years ago at a regional in Washington, I think. And so if you've heard it, forgive me for repeating. But it was the closing days of World War II. And my father was in Patton's Third Army. And they had just crossed over into Germany. And after some particular engagement, they got a unit citation, which was a big honor. And General Patton reviewed my dad's company personally. So they're all in line in rows at attention, and Patton with his lacquered helmet and a swagger stick was walking up and down the ranks. And he stops in front of this, my dad tells the story, he stopped in front of this private in front of me, an 18-year-old kid who had just won a Silver Star, and he tapped the kid on the chest with his swagger stick, and he said, "Son, how'd you get that Silver Star?" And the kid was so flustered, all he could say was, "Well, General, I stood there when the others ran." And that's it. I stood there when the others ran. So my advice to you is when everybody else runs, you stay there. Don't get out of line, okay? Because eventually it's going to come around. And activity is the key to everything. If you think you've talked to enough people, then find 10 more to talk to. Because eventually those no's are going to turn into yeses. And then you build confidence and momentum. Don't dwell upon your no's. Don't dwell upon your fear. Only dwell upon your successes. Good luck.
Yes, do your reps, champion. Well, everybody, I think that's a wrap.
I want to go sit in a rocking chair. Yeah. And I'm going to needle the hell out of Karen Meswell, let me tell you that.
Well, y'all have a blessed, amazing conference experience. I'll stop the recording now. I'll post it later. And I just thank everybody for showing up on Boxer. Keep showing up. And 2 are better than 1, that's for sure. Have a great rest of your evening and awesome conference experience. If you want to plug in with us tomorrow, we start at 9 a.m. Central, I think. Yes, on this Zoom number, if you want to. I know Leah's probably got people plugging in with her, and we're happy to host you then. So we're going to sign off now. Bye, everybody. So,